Cringe Crew's got to do something different.
Yeah, something's got to change. Something's got to give. There's something awry. Let's go to picks and bans and see if the choices. I don't think the picks were necessarily the issue, although maybe the Fenrir.
Yeah, I think the Fenrir's got to change. That did not work out.
Yeah, honestly, that game was Dignitas.
Yeah, I mean, just front to back, they had everything, and a lot of it had to do with Raijin. Is it you that says they don't believe in the Raijin, or was that Hindu Man?
Maybe Hindu Man.
Oh, okay, because right there, that was why we believe in Raijin.
Oh, yeah, no, that's definitely Hindu Man. I like Raijin.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's why. I mean, being able to jump in with that mez, stop people for a second, interrupt a cast, do something, and do that much damage. I don't know, man.
You know, Raijin has not found a lot of success in our league, which is probably why Hindu says that.
Yeah.
But the two players that have found success are Herwind and ShadowNightmare.
Yeah.
And I think that those individual players it fits. You have to have a certain style to be able to play the Raijin. But the Khepri will be the choice here.
The young genius EmilZy going to be getting Khepri here. Probably one of the scarier Khepris worldwide.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what he's going to do there. Team Dignitas answers back with Chronos, and what I imagine is going to be Raijin.
We'll see. Definitely was a good look for them in the last match. Second choice will be.
Could be solo.
It'll be the Bacchus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Give it to Sunny.
So Suntouch goes pretty much player of the game there. Incredible slash line. Amazing amount of control on a god that doesn't have any.
So you reward him.
And then they decide, okay, we need to do better in the support role and pick his support before the ban phase before he gets locked down because the Ares wasn't good enough?
Well, they lose the Raijin for it. But I think, like I said, I think it's reward. All right, Sonny, great job. You did it. We'll get you your Bacchus. I think that's what the case is. Because you're not going to spend the first round ban on Bacchus, right?
No,
you're going to
no
do it
way.
on the second round ban. So, dude, you carried us. Great job. You and ShadowNightmare, we'll get you your Bacchus nice and early. You know?
All right, so you're going to be locked in as an answer to it.
In fact, I hope the Chronos is for mid. Damn it.
Okay, Janus is going to be for mid. Team Dignitas is going to swap with Cringe Crew in the mid lane, as this time ShadowNightmare will be taking the God of Doors.
ShadowNightmare, an excellent Janus as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
An excellent Janus.
I think one of the first players to actually bring this character to the forefront when everyone thought he was weak, he was not being played during Season 1. He was one of the players in Season 2 that brought him out.
Can you imagine that? Thinking Janus is weak.
Me, no. It's a ridiculous thought. And hearing the pros like trying to justify it in Season 1, no, it's just, he doesn't have like confirmable damage. And the casters just sit there and stare. We're like, what are you talking about, man?
Nobody answers questions like Brandon. I swear. Hey, watch this one. Hey, Brandon, how you doing today?
Like, I don't know, like averagely. What?
Just average.
Why are you laughing at me?
Oh, good, you. That's the like normal I am a human response. You're.
If you're good every day, then you're average.
Yes, you are exactly correct.
Stop talking to me. Talk about the bans.
Odin's going to be banned out, quite obviously. Not a guy that anybody wants to see. Thor, one size fits all. Guan Yu, one size fits all. And the Hun Batsinator, also one size fits all. So a lot of just nobody wants these gods in our game. Take them off the table, as opposed to this god specifically on this player is scary.
All right, so easy pickup for Dignitas. Cringe Crew had one major selling point last game. If you were a sponsor out there looking like, why would I want to sponsor this team? And it was Deathiance.
Deathiance.
The sub. Right? Like
the coach sub.
The coach sub. Playing Vamana. So taking that out of his hand, seeing if they can switch things up a little bit, real good idea. But it's going to be Kali for Cringe Crew. Repikas made his name on this god.
Yes.
And you put it with a Khepri.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
You used to play Aphrodite despite her not being the strongest pick next to Kali because it just allows Kali to go off.
Right. Extra
now you do that with Khepri, and Khepri is the strongest pick. So life looks good. Bellona will be Deathiance.
The only weakness to Cringe Crew's comp is the fact that they're very auto-attack heavy.
Yeah.
Things like mid-Guardian Bales become very easy. They're very cheap. So I'm expecting a fair amount of control there. Team Dignitas for their final pick. Jungle, hopefully it's not Nasha. Or if it is, I really want to see Frosty step it up from game 1.
Mm-hmm.
Not like the team needed it, though.
Yeah, I would have...
Oh, wait, it can't be Nasha? Oh, he's banned.
Banned
they banned it?
Yeah.
After that display? All right.
Thanatos. Love the Thanatos pick for real, not just because I'm that Thanatos guy. Thanatos silences out the bludgeon. Thanatos goes through Khepri shield. Thanatos silences Raijin when he's going to turn and fight on you. This is an excellent choice. The skin, however...
it's a gray skin.
You hear it laughing.
So?
It just laughed.
I mean, after game 1, I'd probably be having a few chuckles to myself, too.
Fair.
Walking through the jungle like, hey, remember when I missed 7 ults and we still won the game?
I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna say the exact same thing. It's so unfair.
You goofball. Jeez.
It's so unfair. But yeah, FrostiaK going to be playing on the Thanatos, a character that is near and dear to my heart. I think that the Thanatos, all jokes aside, will be able to make a big impact. I think people underestimate Thanatos, especially in a world run by Sultan Khepri.
That's true. I like Khepri.
I like
Khepri
as well.
breaks the game.
Yeah.
I love it. Like he changed. She's not a she. It can be a she.
We both have had that issue.
Before he came out, I just thought it was a girl.
Same. Without the big booming voice, it's just.
And then the voice came out, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember
Well,
watching those patch notes, like, oh, it's a girl. Hello, I'm Khepri, and you're like, maybe she's just got a deep voice.
Yeah.
But Pon quickly said no.
All right, so we're in the game here. Cringe Crew looking to step things up. They had a very weak first game. Front to back just got dominated. There was a point, I think at like the 8-9 minute mark, where they started to make themselves known again. They were working it back a little bit, but it didn't quite take.
Thanatos going to get the credit over the Cringe Crew situation as far as these mid-harps.
Wait,
no
again?
Surprise.
They're doing this again?
I mean,
No contest?
I mean, you don't contest the Thanatos. Unless you have Feather Step. Shouts to Luminosity.
I mean, if you're Bellona, you do.
Sure. I mean, the biggest thing is that Thanatos didn't go red pot. So he's not looking to really push this early game aggression. I mean, he's Thanatos, he is. But he's not going the red pot. He's not looking for the extra help.
We're going to be going into the mid lane with FrostiaK here. ShadowNightmare already there. Right side camps. They have to make the I mean, they're Janus and Thanatos. Like,
Yeah.
you got to go in here.
Oh, without a doubt.
And it looks like they're going to take this opportunity. No, they know. Look at this.
Yeah, the bait. Baits on baits.
Oh, my. Oh, what? Raijin.
That damage is usually supposed to go the other way, but Kero, huge damage onto Thanatos, brings him down to 30% HP. He'll
Japan is a dangerous place. My God.
You're headed there this year, aren't
I
you?
know, I'm so scared now. After watching that Raijin damage, like, trip is canceled.
Just stay away from musical instruments and mirrors. As long as you stay away from drums and mirrors, I think you're fine.
So where are we seeing FrostiaK go? I guess Ellie's?
Solo? Yeah, he's going to go for the elementals, allowing Janus to get back camps by himself if he's not followed into the jungle.
Look at that, by the way, look at that clear efficiency. He hits one, hits the second one with the Death Scythe, then hits the third, takes a few steps back to avoid damage, resets his attack chain, one hit on one hit on the other, third hit to hit everything, maximum damage efficiency across the board.
Suntouch tries to go for the jump, not going to find the knock-up target. The basics from Shaggy able to go right on top of him. So we'll take a look. Shaggyshenk on the Hou-Yi this time around. Much different than the mages that we've seen him play. Last 2 matches, not counting game number 1, were Sol and Chronos, and then he played Chronos back last time around. First time Shaggyshenk has played a physical in a week.
He missing a few shots here. Let's see what he does. EmilZy, Abduct already used.
Stun finds no one.
And not much clear coming out from either of them. They're going to lose that engagement just barely.
But Dignitas' ability's off today, or at least in this match. Definitely not last game. But Suntouch unable to find the knockup, and his Hunter, Rans, unable to find the stuns.
So for me, we have 1 game on Deathiance so far, and he played very well on Vamana. And while I don't think Bellona is the most execution-heavy god in the game, I wonder if he's going to have the same effect that he did in the first game. Because, I mean, like we said before, he was really the only person on the team that was making anything happen in team fights. But Vamana does that. He has insane burst potential. You can't CC him. You can't lock him down. You can't stop him from running away from you. He's just like a little nuisance. Bellona, not quite the same thing. She has a lot of effect on a team fight, but she's much more teamwork-oriented to get things done. Can he have that same level of pressure?
I think what Deathiance is going to shoot to do here, just in general, knowing how he played game number 1 and knowing his thought process in general, is really utilize the protections from Roma Invicta. Eagles Rally, just, on top of being a great stun, 50 protections for hanging out in that big old circle. That's what we're going to see Deathiance use a lot. They're aggressing on us, I'm going to ult on somebody, and we're going to sit in our circle of protections.
All right, so FrostiaK going back down. That's another steal for Dignitas. I think that's their 4th stolen red buff during laning phase.
Yep, and I mean, as a Thanatos, that's your job, going right for it.
TheDarkDodo getting blocked out here. He's trying to make some level of pressure, but it's not going to happen. A rotation from the rest of the boys get it done.
See, Deathiance able to do what his team needs him to do. That was a solo lane play, not just I'm a big boy. Thanatos doesn't even need to go in the air for that one. Suntouch able to take out Kero. Thanatos looks towards EmilZy, very low as the support. Death Scythe will slow him and deal tons of damage. Waiting for it. There it is. There's the cleanup basic.
Ult yourself.
No.
I mean, maybe he didn't think that much damage was coming out, but when you're getting chased by a Thanatos, like, you have one option. Like, plain and simple. And your option is use everything in your kit and hope for the best.
Yeah. I mean, basically what FrostiaK did there was just whittle the health down to the point where the Death Scythe would be a kill, or in this case, kill plus a basic, right? As close as possible, so that you wind up just using the burst instead to lead to end with. And that creates a much different scenario for a god like Khepri to make a choice about.
So 0-2 right now, as Dignitas definitely has a pretty strong lead to start. Player damage topping the charts here is TheDarkDodo. So maybe it wasn't Deathiance as much as it just was Vamana.
Maybe. Vamana definitely going to have an easier time clearing this situation than Deathiance on the Bellona.
I like this lockdown too, keeping him under the tower, forcing him to lose golden experience. It's what I want to see. You know, TheDarkDodo is not a name I think that is instilled in us yet. He is a new player to the league. Came out of basically nowhere.
Right.
And so far hasn't had, I think, so much of an effect on the games where you're like, wow, this guy's something special. He's coming up in the world.
Yeah, he's only really gotten to play on lower-end teams, you know? So, first time we're getting to see him in a possible winning atmosphere. Different change.
And Cringe Crew, man, the fall from grace here. I don't know whether it's the fact that Zashu's departure has altered the team's mental state, or maybe Zashu is just that much better than Deathiance, but I don't think that's what it is. But I wouldn't have expected Team Dignitas to win this game.
I mean, I think Zashu is a much bigger asset to the team than you're letting on, honestly. After the change with Super Regionals, Zashu became such an asset to this team, just his presence alone. And I mean, you know, he got in trouble for harassment, but good old Stevie Beefy on the team, you know, he's... Teams are much more than players in their positions. They're the people beyond that. And I think Zashu brought something to the squad that the team's missing.
Okay, so we have an ult from Vamana. Now, this was specifically to get his health back.
Did he taunt in the big baby?
I think he was just stomping around.
That's awesome.
Okay, so Deathiance's going to do something here. Decent damage so far.
Low mana, though. That's the end of the mana.
Yeah, and he doesn't actually get the slam or the swing. So reduced damage there. Team Dignitas does not get a piece of that right camp as they tried to group up for it. A small win for Cringe Crew as they're still down about 1,300.
Now, because he used all his mana, Deathiance is forced to back in that situation. No teleport available, so he'll take the long way back.
Guys.
He's going to lose some creeps to the tower. These are the small plays that...
What? They're the red team. That's they have to get the red buff. Just like the blue team got the blue buff before.
I see where you're thinking.
Yeah, man.
I see what
you
you're
get
thinking.
bonuses.
Thanatos, Repikas is so tasty right now. FrostiaK wants to go in the air. Knock up from Bacchus is strong. Intoxicate brings Kali very low. Taking the portal, taking the sky, looking for it. ShadowNightmare cleans it up, so now instead, we'll look towards forcing the Khepri ult.
And they got it. That's how did Repi die?
Got smoked by a mid laner.
Yeah, see, I guess so. I didn't expect that. Or I really expected EmilZy to throw his ult down, but I guess if you see Thanatos in the air, it's kind of like, well, if I do this, it's kind of wasted.
Exactly. I think that's the tough decision making that winds up happening.
You know what's funny is it would have saved him.
Why?
Because he would have gotten hit by the Janus for the death, and it
yeah.
would have resurrected him into the backline, and then FrostiaK would have had to go to the backline. He still might have been able to get the kill, but it was a much more dangerous endeavor.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense when you phrase it that way.
But I mean, when you're watching that field, you can't think to yourself, I'm going to waste my Khepri ult on someone who can get executed.
Yeah.
Right? That's just too hard of a call. In that situation, EmilZy was really in a damned if you do, damned if you don't. And there's just nothing you can... There's no amount of mental process that will allow you to win that fight.
And that's by design from the Dignitas guys for what it's worth. I mean, I have to assume it is, right? Because that's the second time we've seen that. Where FrostiaK takes to the sky, Khepri can choose to ult the guy, but mid lane just kills him instead. So.
Okay, so They give away their positioning, and they do get the mid camps, however. Repikas taking a fair amount of damage. Will use that Nimble Strike to jump away as ShadowNightmare works his way back. What is he doing?
He's going aggressive, and he's going to get the mez. He's going to get the damage and the utility from the ultimate out of Raijin. Thanatos shows up, trying to take him out, and he does. Suntouch cleans up Kero. 4 kills in total for the Dig Squad.
And EmilZy's ultimate comes up 2 seconds after that fight just washes out. Ouch.
Just too late.
And like the communication at this point has got to have just been like completely shut down. Their solo laner gets banned. They're losing every single engagement, and it's just probably. I mean, the communication has to be just like null at this point. EmilZy does have his ult, so FrostiaK's going to back up, going to help secure the area, I guess. Left side, Shaggyshenk forces iRens to ult by using his own. I think that's a pretty big wing. I think that the rewind is much more important than the Suns at this stage.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. The Rising Suns, it's great if you want to defend a Gold Fury that nobody's looked at for 20 years, or if you want to defend a specific tower or something. The rewind is good if you're getting attacked, and that always happens in this. You're always getting attacked. So, yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Dignitas still up 4 kills, though. Let's go to the graphs. You'll notice 3,700 gold lead, 6,000 experience, and that's before any major objectives. Only 500 gold of that belongs to a Tier 1 tower. Gold Fury hasn't been taken yet. Obviously, no Fire Giants, not even spawned. So, I mean, at this rate, Dignitas looks like they're going to have another clean win.
Yeah, they've definitely been putting the work in early game so far. Fire Giant about to spawn, and Dignitas still up 5 kills to 0. Cringe Crew have yet to find themselves on the board. Last game it was Deathiance. Who gets Cringe Crew's kill first, if they wind up with one at all?
I would say maybe Repi.
Okay.
Maybe Repi's going to find that.
Once the Kali trigger switches?
Right. I mean, he's about to get the chin size. He'll eventually just be invulnerable to all forms of damage in CC.
Right.
And if that's the case, he should be able to pick up someone. Depending, but you'll note there's no sprint picked up at all, and she's going to get blink. Someone, oh my god, someone has to get a sprint for Kali.
The Hou-Yi most likely.
Okay, I respect that.
Khepri also works very well with a sprint. You're able to sprint your teammates, run away after you ult somebody.
Trouble.
Deathiance, and yeah, trouble. Trouble is the word.
I'm starting to think that it wasn't Deathiance and that it was just Vamana. Oh.
Well, Deathiance jukes out the ult from Thanatos, but ultimately cleaned up by the TheDarkDodo. Well played by Deathiance. Not enough to secure the life, though. Now the turnaround from Dig. They're just going to dive this tower. Beautiful waiting out of the Khepri ult.
And she might be dead here. Nice abduct from EmilZy. Shot from ShadowNightmare will do it. And while she jukes back, trying to find an eye in the needle, but it's not enough.
And Dignitas are making these plays where they force something that I absolutely love called, well, I want to finish to see if TheDarkDodo gets out. EmilZy does pick up FrostiaK. Yeah, Dignitas stayed a little bit too late.
2 for 2 Deathiance with the disconnect here. I'm expecting a timeout, one of the first that will be used. Actually, is this the... No, this will be the first used by Cringe Crew. The other pause that we saw came out from iRens.
So what I like that Dignitas is doing specifically in this game is a term that I'm going to borrow from trading card games. I'm a big nerd when it comes to that sort of thing. The impossible decision. You put your opponent in a corner where any move they make is going to be detrimental. Yeah. So you saw that coming out. Suntouch jumps forward. Janus aims in. Suntouch jumps behind the player. Janus aims in front of the player. You're dead. You're dead, right? Same thing with the Thanatos. Either Thanatos executes you and you waste your Khepri ult, or ShadowNightmare kills you and you don't use your Khepri ult. Impossible decisions. That's what Dignitas is able to do here, and that's why they've been able to run these team fights.
So far, the sole win that Cringe Crew has found was a 2 for 2 trade.
No, they didn't play Soul.
Hey, welcome.
I got you.
Yes.
The tables have turned.
What tables? This is the desk. And it's not moving at all. Go ahead. Go ahead, man.
I can't move.
You've opened Pandora's box now, son.
Actually, no, this is a Spotify stream. 6-2, read the kills. Dignitas
that was a stretch.
It was all right.
It was a stretch.
I'm the guy that likes my own posts on Twitter, so I'm gonna say it was a good one.
Nice.
I'm gonna say it was a good one. FrostiaK 1-1-4. That's the slash line you want on a Thanatos. You
Yeah.
want him to get some of the executes, and we have seen that, but you want him facilitating. Later in the game, you'll see a lot more of those kills as he picks up last hits and executes on the tankier targets. But Thanatos early game looks for those murders, but if you don't get that quick double kill, that quick triple kill that makes you a menace in the jungle, you are nearly a support player, as you can see the cooldown reduction build coming out.
Also, FrostiaK notably having a much more successful game than the first.
Oh, yeah.
Nasha ult missing a significant amount of time, but while FrostiaK hasn't found many executes, he has found a very strict amount of damage in the jungle as he's going to face off against a few in the front line. Silence coming out to Khepri. Khepri has a chance here, a little bit too late. Team Dignitas will take that.
Largely unknown by Cringe Crew, but now they're looking for the fight. Kero able to take off FrostiaK, who is playing zone duty. And here comes the big baby on the front side, chasing down EmilZy, who has to ult himself. Cringe Crew won't be able to really take this fight at all.
Yeah, they have to walk away. There is still an ultimate, but they did take FrostiaK. They lost the Gold Fury, so they found something there.
Right.
But at the same time, Dignitas still going, we lost Thanatos for Gold Fury. Like,
Yeah,
nice.
Exactly. We will. Sorry, FrostiaK, but we'll trade you all the time.
Okay, look at me.
I'm looking at you.
Breastplate of Valor's finished for FrostiaK. What does he build next?
Jotun's Wrath. Titan's Bane.
What is he doing with this?
Titan's Bane.
Was it a misclick? Because he
Possible.
didn't have heavy mace or warrior's bane. Yeah. He had the mace, but I don't see why you would want this so early.
I mean, so it's very possible that it is a misclick, but what Titan's Bane does for Thanatos, Scent of Death at level 12, I mean, you're just starting to put points into it. Scent of Death plus Titan's Bane makes you Tower Shredder. So
yeah, it's true.
Might be something that he's looking towards. Again, Thanatos not really looking to be
Nice
the
juke.
aggressor.
Nice, really
Shaggyshenk.
nice juke. And a turnaround. Forces the Sanctuary?
Yeah, that 1v2.
I wouldn't have expected that. I would have liked him to actually even burn the rewind before burning the Sank.
Suntouch gets abducted. And here comes everyone else! Where do they come from? Cringe Crew shows up in numbers. Still can't find the kill. ShadowNightmare punishes Kero for teleporting in. That's number 7 for Dignitas.
And here comes FrostiaK, and the Warrior's Bane, or rather Titan's Bane, will be enough to do it. EmilZy needs a root here. No, he'll be able to find it. I thought his ultimate had been used already.
Yeah.
Strange. We didn't see that used on Kero, but they've wait, they lost Repikas as well.
Yep.
Look at right side, by the way.
Yep.
You see my man?
TheDarkDodo shedding some light on that right lane, just taking out all the towers.
That's a good one. That was a good one. He should get this too. 1,500 gold. Let's see if Deathiance can hold this. Vamana, yes, will not take the opportunity.
Love positioning.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, if you have that much health, it's not a good idea. If he had full health, he could have ulted for that.
Oh, of course. TheDarkDodo's going to do it.
By the way, he knows that he's going to be going back to the base, so he spends more of his mana and damage just to try to send something at Deathiance, who just got back. He's actually going to try to go for this next wave as well.
Cringe Crew know it, though. Deathiance has alerted his team. FrostiaK's going to shy over just in case, but there's no commitment coming out from CC on the right side of the map.
I like this Vamana build too. Wingblade, Breastplate of Valor, the ever-present.
Yep.
We have, what, three in the game, about to be 4. The Silver Breastplate comes out as well from Bacchus.
Heavy Hammer going to make an appearance, trying to build into that Frostbound.
EmilZy in trouble. Abduct already used. Ultimate on cooldown. Needs a few seconds, in fact 18, before he'll be able to use it again. He has to take a trip back to the base here, and another red buff will be stolen away. They're taking the red team thing a little bit too seriously.
All of this aggression in this jungle is so much less about kills. If you actually pick up a kill, good for you. It's all about the map pressure and the ability to take away the jungle. I mean, that's the reason that they're doing this.
Look at Kero's health, man. Just Vamana walks in, just hits him with everything. Just walks out. 1,500 gold again.
Wow.
Added right into the wallets, and Dignitas.
10K.
Now, yeah, they hit the 10K mark, and we're only at 17 minutes.
10K.
Dude, Dignitas, we saw Cringe Crew of Fnatic. It was a really even game.
Yeah.
It was an amazing set to cast. Probably my favorite set so far this split. And Dignitas, who we expected to be bottom of the barrel, is just tearing through these kids.
Like I said, I mean, when I made, because I made the same prediction. ShadowNightmare, I always put an asterisk on, can't count him out. Suntouch has exceeded my wildest expectations. And honestly, on this Bacchus and the Ares, in both of these games, this set has been an absolute asset to what Dignitas has been able to do.
Honestly, I didn't think there was going to be chemistry on this team at all. You know, there was even like some on-stream drama with FrostiaK and Suntouch. You know, ShadowNightmare is always, you know, getting kind of frustrated. And granted, this game is going pretty well, and I'm sure the comms are pretty happy right now. But
Sure.
they're going up to, in my eyes, the 3rd seed. It's them or Fnatic, and they're winning this as we've seen Panthera win most of their games.
So clean, so well executed. It's exactly what you mean by the reference to Panthera, and that's what we're seeing. And a big part of it, honestly, a big part of the cleanliness of this is FrostiaK is playing well for the first time since, I mean, the summertime of last. Like, FrostiaK has not been on his game
No,
for
he
a
has not.
very, very long time.
And it's good to see him, because
Yeah.
when that guy's on, dude, he's untouchable.
And, you know, we saw a little bit of that Najage, but the Thanatos is a much different story.
You know, it's almost a shame to see where FrostiaK has wound up, not team-wise, but just like in the general opinion of the player base, because there was a point in time where you put anyone on FrostiaK's level and it was like a joke conversation. Like, even Anister, you could put an asterisk, like, I don't know if Andy can hang with FrostiaK right now.
Woof, okay.
Right? And then Repikas is the one that actually dethrones him. Right? It winds up being the Fnatic loss when this used to be the Fnatic roster with ShadowNightmare and FrostiaK.
Right, way back when.
They were the 1st seed going into European regionals in Season 1 dramatically. No one thought anyone was taking a game on those kids. They were almost undefeated going into that tournament.
It's been a while, and things change, but coming full circle, question mark?
Question mark. I mean, I'm not seeing a 1st seed here. I don't think anyone's on the level of Panthera just yet, but this is a really good start for Dignitas.
I mean, this is Dignitas need to. You always talk about watching your VODs and looking at your mistakes. You need to watch this and marathon it and see all the right things you're doing in this engagement. Bacchus, perfect initiation.
No.
Ultimate off the mark from FrostiaK, but it's enough. They chase the enemy out. Khepri's going to take a spill here thanks to ShadowNightmare, and continuing on. FrostiaK, with all of this penetration, able to just body everybody. Long-range Deathscythe going to miss, but strong Sanctuary. DarkDodo cleans up Deathiance on the backside, all while the rest of the team takes out the Tier 2 tower.
And the meditation pops. They still have siege opportunity, and they're going to go for it. We'll see Kero make some kind of stand here. No, they're letting it go. The bird's down.
Yeah, no defense on the left side. Not willing to really commit to that. No towers available either.
Let's check Golden Hand. I mean, there were so many objectives just taken, and yeah, we can see Deathiance, or rather DarkDodo, sitting at about 1,400. Everyone's above him. FrostiaK almost 24. He just spent it, and it's going to be a, wow, okay, Mantle of Discord. I like this build.
Yeah,
I wasn't in there in first, but I mean, granted he is ahead and he has the extra gold, but this is a dope build.
No, Mantle of Discord definitely. So that's the only reason you don't go Jotuns, because similar to the solo laner, why build? Thanatos just doesn't need items. It's interesting. He scales at 60%. But you just don't need the scaling.
Right.
He's just going to hit you hard enough. And then at this point in the game, just execute as much as possible. Just do that. Hit a bunch of people with your silence, and then we'll deal damage. We'll do it. So the Mantle of Discord fits in perfectly. Love where Thanatos is going in this game.
Oh, out of position here. Deathiance is going to find himself in a bad spot. Good dash, but he's going to eat his silence. He's probably going to have to Eagles rally here.
Yeah,
and yeah, with that down, the Fire Giant steal potential is getting very limited. As we see Shaggyshenk actually going to the other side of the map to push.
It's been a rough game for Cringe Crew. Can they take a fight head on?
No.
So that's why Shaggyshenk is going to go split.
Fair enough. I mean, he needs to take care of those fire minions. No one defending this. We actually do see Deathiance start working his way back over, but I think this is a call to let yet another major objective go. DarkDodo will take some damage from the knockup, but no harm, no foul, as you'll see a 7-kill advantage somehow relating to 15,800 gold plus a Fire Giant.
Wow. How did you...
7 kills separate, and they have that big of a lead. That, to me, is starting to spell a top team.
Yeah. Dignitas showing what they can do against Cringe Crew. Definitely want to see how this team matures and exists throughout the season, because, I mean, I predicted them to be number 8. Can't wait to be wrong.
So Shaggy on the left side winds up pushing a few of those waves out. Check out the fire minions. They're already back down behind where the tier 1 would be. This Phoenix is already getting started. Someone taking a lot of damage there. That was a EmilZy. That's a tank that took that much damage.
Phoenix also taking that much damage. Halfway down as Cringe Crew tries to get their defense online. Ultimate in the back from Bellona, but it's all about the front. Kero gets the ultimate from Khepri on top of him, and the chase down. ShadowNightmare finds the kill! Kero absolutely eliminated.
God, I hope we have that replay.
iRens takes out Deathiance. Surrender vote has started. It's 12-3. Dignitas.
I really want to see that again. ShadowNightmare reading not only where the Khepri was going to go, but how the respawn was going to happen as well. Just absolutely brilliant. That was the asterisk, Fdot, right there.
Yep.
That was it.
That's it. You can never count this guy out, and he's had a fantastic. Oh, that was the second one.
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary in the own fountain. That's the story of Cringe Crew's game. That's the story of Cringe Crew's set. That's the story, and I'm sticking to it. FrostiaK picks up a kill before the Titan falls. Dig on top, leading this game just shy of 20,000 gold.
We have the ShadowNightmare kill? Yes, dude. We got
just play.
Please, please.
I just want to
bring that replay up. All right, so he starts off real strong. Unstable Vortex hitting just everybody in front of him, and then teleports through. Right, you'll watch this. Silence for the kill. ShadowNightmare doesn't miss a beat, dude, and gets a hit on the Khepri.
I love watching the camera of that because you see him, he looks, oh, I get it, looks back, okay, you're going that way, looks for it, and just fires and forgets. Beautiful stuff from ShadowNightmare, and not unexpected. That is just what we've come to know and what we've come to love about Mr. Farrell, and finally getting the opportunity to surround himself not only with good players, but the opportunity to also succeed with them.
With that, the support joining Dignitas this season, a player that I personally have been underrating greatly, and after this set has definitely changed my side. Suntouch will be joining us. Suntouch, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Your kill-death ratio, from what I saw.
Yeah, it was pretty good. That's the least deaths I've ever had in SPL, so it's good. Feels good, man.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good, man, for sure. You guys in that last set have absolutely slayed it. What is the biggest difference between this week and last week for your team?
We're just improving every week. I mean, Dodo, most of you guys might not know, but he's a mid laner, so he's new to solo, and I'm obviously picking back up support, so week after week we're kind of improving, learning new stuff, and yeah, just gelling.
So you guys have had a lot of naysayers, me included. I did not see this roster doing as well as it did. There have been chemistry issues. Obviously, you guys are working together brilliantly, and going up against Cringe Crew, who a lot of us predicted to be a top 3 team in this engagement, you guys just blew through them. Tell us a little bit about the comms and the communication. Like, what does it sound like during these team fights?
It's mainly just ShadowNightmare kind of just saying, I'm huge, I'm going to kill them all, and then we just kind of following up. But no, yeah, in all seriousness, that is half the comms, and then the rest is kind of me calling some initiation. And just, yeah, like, we're pretty hype. We're a pretty hype team. We feed off the hype.
I can definitely believe that. Your playstyle specifically, you constantly bring out these aggressive supports, winding up with plenty of Suntouch faces on the screen as you pick up kills yourself. What is it about that playstyle that, or what is it about your team that allows that very aggressive support playstyle to work out?
Well, when I joined, I wanted to kind of play that kind of like protective support role, and they just said to me, no, we want to kill people, you're going to play aggression, so that's it. I switched to kill supports.
So what I imagine is the elephant in the room here, Panthera. Most people consider them unbeatable. They, however, think that they're not going to go undefeated. Do you guys think that you guys can be the team to knock them into that losing column?
We have them in a great spot for us personally because we're facing them as our like last game of the first half of the split. So there couldn't be a better time to get a win off them with most practice. But you know they're a tenured team, and we'll do our best. We'll try and come up with something cool to beat them with, hopefully.
Something cool. I like that. Your team. Where do you see you guys landing at the end of the split?
We're gonna go for number 3, you know, sneak into the DreamHack. That's my dream since a child, to go to DreamHack, so we're gonna try and get that little sneaky third place.
Glad to hear it, man. You guys have been performing excellently. Shoutouts before you go.
Just shouts to our sponsors and Dignitas for all the support, all of our fans cheering us on. And one final shout out to my man Allied. Hope you get better. He's like such a big part of Smite, and you know, I just hope he gets a big recovery. And yeah, we love you, Allied. Peace.
Take it easy. That is the support for Dignitas, Suntouch. And yeah, before we move on to some EU standings, yeah, definitely Allied. He is a little bit sick right now. So all of us here at hi-rez definitely giving him a wish you well.
The idea here, I think, is that he's going to be trying intermittent streams next week. So if you guys see him popping up, make sure to go follow the channel. It's Two Eyes in Allied. Make sure to go in there and send him some well wishes. Let's check how the EU standings are shaping up after day 1 and week 2 for them, and you'll see. Oh, Panthera is still undefeated.
Boop. That's the sound of Team Dignitas
Week
climbing.
3, excuse me.
That's the sound of Team Dignitas climbing up the ranks. 3-1 for the reinvigorated Team Dignitas, trailing behind Panthera and Paradigm.
If they lose their next set, though, they'll be tied with Cringe Crew.
Right.
But I'm expecting that they're going to continue this run tomorrow. Panthera, Fnatic, Paradigm, Team Dignitas. That's a big one. 2 and 3 facing off.
See, that to me, Team Dig versus Paradigm, both of these are very interesting, and they're the both same scenario because it's all about, all right, we're a team that has recently come back to success that we sort of expected. Can we keep on the real test team, if you will? And then over to Sunday on the North American side, Envious has a doubleheader.
Against the Clowns and fan favorites, Team Allegiance. We'll end the week on Monday, where the fractured Cringe Crew finds themselves in the worst possible scenario, fighting their new roster into the world champion Panthera.
Panthera definitely looking very strong this season, has yet to find a loss, and if you ask for my FP, I don't think it's coming this week, but definitely something you want to take a look at. In closing, what is your favorite moment from our broadcast today?
ShadowNightmare killing the Resurrect. I mean, it's got to be. It's got to be.
ShadowNightmare on a tear. And as well, some of our console players doing very, very well. Tomorrow, we will continue our SCL qualifiers. On Saturday and Sunday, we'll be seeing Europe and North America.
Chapo Fan Club president.
Chapo.
Yes. If you guys haven't been watching the SCL, the North American team that contains Weekend and Chapo is really starting to make waves. Yeah. And this might be their week.
Yeah, and I implore you, there's a lot of this like PC Master. Chapo's team, Everyday Carry, they're a team that's just fun to watch smite.
Dude, Chapo is a god.
It's just fun to watch smite. That's going to do it for us at the desk today. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for all the SPL and SCL action. For myself, Brandon, Adonis, everybody in production, and of course, Peckies, have a great night.